How you doing, Digidudes and Digidudettes? It is I, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Digimon Adventure 2020 episode review and recap. Today's episode is episode 43, Clash, the King of the Digimon. But before I go ahead and run down this review for you, please remember to give me a like, a comment, and give me a subscribe. It really helps out. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of this month. Even if I don't get there, I'm still going to keep trying, guys. So, let's go ahead and talk about what happened in this episode. Last time, remember Koshiro and Taichi, they had gone ahead and had a little adventure with Gerbamon, or Gerbamon, also known as Garbage Mon, but really good episode, really good adventure. Let's see what's going to go on right now. So they're still riding along, and Tailmon doesn't really remember a lot of stuff going on. She's looking to her right. She's like, I don't remember this river. I don't remember this forest. None of this reminds me. I don't remember any of this from on the way to go to the sealed grounds of FAGA. And throughout this journey, she's saying maybe the black lightning, over time has changed everything. They don't know. Well, uh, we are going to go ahead and go forward into that wily forest, and we see a group of this guy is Gazemon. If you have to remember Gazemon from season one, these guys were first thing they did. They were helping out Etemon. They've shown up several times. They're usually either henchmen of stronger Digimon or they're just Digimon that are around. These are actually pretty friendly Gazemon because they haven't attacked anybody. I'm just quick little spoiler for my own review. They don't attack anybody, but these guys are cute. There's a couple of Nanimon around. These guys are all around the stage. And one of the Digimon in the original Digimon Adventure 2020 that they served was this guy. Hey, it's Etemon. Look at that. Look, this is something from my childhood right here. I found this. It's Etemon. I'll give you an even better picture of Etemon. This guy, Monkey Boy. Yeah, according to his encyclopedia page. I'll do it one more time. According to the encyclopedia page inside on the Wikimon, this thing he has on is a Saru suit. Saru means monkey in Japanese, so it's monkey suit. And he calls himself the King of Digimon. He has a little Manzemon on his side, and it's actually believed that he actually controls Manzemon. At the same time, this guy, if you remember, if you watch the English version, he was given Elvis voice, sound like Elvis, always rocking out. He's on the stage playing a guitar, but he's rapping. He's not singing, he's rapping. He has this green energy around him. The Gazimon and Nanimon in the crowd are loving it. Actually, several of the Gazimon put on Etemon monkey suits, and they're just rocking out to it. But all things come to an end because the ground crumbles and explodes, and from beneath it, it's this guy, Volcamon. Now, both Volcamon and Etemon are ultimate level Digimons. Gazimon is a rookie level, and Nanimon is a mutant who's also a champion. Funny thing I found out this past week, Nanimon is apparently a Tamagotchi that somehow found its way into the digital world. That was pretty interesting to me. So kind of makes sense that he looks like a little tiny man. But yeah, Volcamon here. And if you wouldn't believe it, Volcamon says that he's king of the Digimon, and his whole bit is about muscle and exercise. He's rapping too. And the Gazimon and Nanimon are all into it. He says muscle. I find one of the funny things I find is that they're using English words as well. Etemon's, we introduce him, he says, "Are you ready?" They say tons and tons of interlacing English words. That's actually interesting, cute, and cool and funny. Volcamon's Encyclopedia Digimon reference page actually says that he is a close rival of Etemon. He uses his voice. If you saw the first picture, he has a microphone in hand. So these two are in competition to figure out who is the king of the Digimon. And wow, Volcamon has these red energy waves, Etemon has these green energy waves. And then right, Etemon he has these green energy waves. I'm gonna set him right here. They're clashing, and he says Etemon says in clear English, he says entertainment toe. The clear line opens in the crowd. They face each other, and Volcamon is saying, "What is the requirement to be king of Digimon?" Etemon says, "Entertainment," and he says, "No, it's muscle, exercise, the clash of ideals. They're going to go at it one on one." We are quickly going back to our friends as they're trying to figure out what to do. Sora suggests maybe they should go back to the last place. Tailmon, remember, Tailmon says, no, we've gone too far. We just need to keep going forward. Tentamon has brought some things from the scrapyard. He calls them treasures, and Agumon tries to buy the steering wheel. It's obviously not food. Mimi finds a pair of maracas that she shakes with Palmon, and they just say over and over amigo and all these other very easy to learn words that a person her age would know. I was wondering if it's borderline like stereotypical what she's saying, but I know it's all in fun. So she comes up to Koshiro, and you know what? I should have pulled up on the fly. I'm gonna pull up a picture of this thing. She's asking what does he have in his hand. He clearly has what is one of the newer things that they have as digital pets. Bandai has come out with these. Bandai has come out with these vital bracelets, which it's more or less a digital pet, but while you're exercising everything, it tracks your heart rate. It's not as expensive as a one of the really good bracelets. It's like maybe $60 English for us, but these things come with these memory chips that look just like this. And his was actually orange, like the Agumon one. It made me saying, "Well, do you know what it is?" He says, "Well, Gerbermon told me I could have it. I'm trying to figure out what's on this memory stick, but he doesn't want to put it into his tablet laptop thing because if it has a virus, he's screwed." Mimi quotes her grandfather and says, "Wait, I'm gonna see if I can find it. Seeing is believing. The first step is the hardest." She takes his tablet, takes the thing, plugs it in there. Something is uploading. Don't know what, but then suddenly everything starts to rumble and shake. Kodomomon slides. The feed on the tablet's interrupted, and all the Digimon have gone haywire. They have that little green digital, uh, I want to call it fuzz, but static around them. Excuse me. Agumon has flames spouting from his mouth and just blowing him at Taichi. He can't control his power. Piyomon is continuously flapping in the air. Gabumon is just completely gone. Like his pelt's there, and Yamato is just calling him. It's like, where the heck did you go? Tentamon has turned into a gangster, and I thought he was arguing with Koshiro. No, he's arguing with himself. So he's having a fight with himself. He even has sunglasses. Joe and Gomamon are caught up in a marching fish's personal whirlpool. Gatomon has completely, I'm sorry, Gatomon slash Tailmon has turned into a cat and is just actively acting like a cat. And Patamon is blown up to the size of it's gone balloon and is floating around, can't control himself. And Palmon, her vines are overgrown, her flower keeps growing. She can't control herself. None of them are in control of themselves. And so they we see outside that Volcamon and Etemon are fighting, clashing wave after wave of energy. The chosen ones step out and they see this, and Coach Rowe instantly makes the connection, says their shock waves are somehow disrupting them. Like they're so strong it's disrupting them. And they get the scan on who these two Digimon are. Uh, one of the funny things, one of the funny things is that throughout all of this, you see Yamato in the back calling for Gabumon, like Gabumon, where are you? Gabumon literally just disappeared. And make sure I got my notes here. Etemon and Volcamon see the chosen children. I'm like, wait a minute, we don't recognize you. Wait, You're the chosen children, the ones that no one has been able to defeat. Anyone goes against you, they're instantly defeated. And the children are like, wow, we have a reputation. Well, lost my train of thought. But the chosen children that no one's been able to defeat. Etemon says, if I beat you, everyone will know how, will definitely not question my strength and know how strong I am. I will be undoubtedly the king of Digimon. And Volcamon says, well, how about this? Whoever beats them, they're the king. Sounds good? Sounds good. They're doing their attacks at them. They're getting blown back. And it doesn't look too good for them. But you know what? Taichi says, let's do this, Agumon. Cool. Agumon digivolves into Greymon. Tries to do Mega Flare, but he has smoke coming from his mouth. It backfires. Piyomon turns into Bergermon. Bergermon, this is the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Bergermon is running on two legs, unable to control herself. Well, Etemon does a literal drop kick on Greymon and sends him flying. Volcamon grabs Bergermon. Mario spins her into the air. When she comes back down, she's back to Piyomon. But wow, this Joe tries to get Goemon. Goemon Digivolves and Kakumon. Fires the missile, but his harpoon missile, harpoon Vulcan, follows him around. Is following Joe around until somehow off screen it hits him. Doesn't hurt him, but it hits him. They their powers are still being screwed with. And Taichi says, you know what, let's do this one more time. Greymon turns into Middle Greymon. They didn't do any long sequences for this. They just did the ball thing where they expand and get bigger. And he feels fine. He's like, I can do this. Instantly off the bat, fires a Giga Destroyer. Usually does Giga Storm, but fires his two missiles. Etemon does his song attack. The missile gets blushy and flies everywhere and explodes off the side. And Volcamon just grabs the thing and throws it. Now, the Digimon reference book did say that Etemon is a very, very strong Digimon. And if you remember from the season one, whether it's English or Japanese of Digimon Adventure, Etemon was a very strong Digimon for them to fight. The original seven children, all their Digimon and Angemon, could not handle him by themselves. It was ridiculous. And then it got to the point where he had the Dark Network connected to him. He had to fight Metal Greymon one on one, which caused a rift in time and space, which he survived and turned into Metal Edelmon, one of his various evolutions. But that was later on, towards the end of the entire season. But yeah, guy is strong, and assuming that if Volcamon is his rival, he is equally as strong. Metal Greymon is going to try to attack again, but he digivolves back into Agumon. The waves that they're sending out is still disrupting them. They can't even get to a final form. Which, if the show actually answered my question, I was thinking to myself, is this kind of a bit of Deus Ex Machina? Like, if they could just all turn into the ultimate forms, and heck, if Agumon went to War Greymon, couldn't they just take care of this easily? So this is how we get there. One thing I did forget to mention, it's funny that Palmon had the maracas with Mimi because there's actually another form of Togemon that has a sombrero. You should hold that thought. So, while Yamato is still in the background yelling for Kabumon, they, you know, they don't know what to do. They're getting their butts kicked, and Edemon's kind of disappointed that they're not as strong as they're supposed to be, and Volcamon's saying the same thing. Mimi comes up and tries to flatter them and says, "Hey, we just love your song," and she gets Palmon to go along with it. And we like your song, we like your muscles, and they do the song and muscle thing, and her whole thing is to try to turn them against one another. Shockwaves go flying. Mimi goes flying back. Another funny thing that I didn't mention is that while they were on the outside before the whole digivolving scene, Patamon somehow got into Palmon's flower, and Takaru was like, "Oh man, Palmon's eating Patamon." She's like, "That's not what's happening," but they couldn't control themselves anyway. So she's being flown back, mind you. Patamon's still in here, and Taichi instant recognizes like you're trying to get them to fight each other, but it's really not having the desire that it should. So while they're still rocking out all the way through, Palmon still has the maracas, and at this moment, while they're still rocking out, she goes up and she goes Amigo, sends out her own shockwave of this one's of light energy, and there's petals, pink petals just come down, and it totally dispersed the shockwaves they were doing. The maraca in her hand dispersed, and instantly Etemon and Volcamon takes that as a challenge. They're like, the little girls are challenging us. We'll take your challenge on. Uh, out of nowhere, out of nowhere, Palmon starts to digivolve, and lo and behold, the thought that I had thinking about that it was coincidental she had the maracas, I'm I'm very happy with my spot on thing. She turned into Ponchomon. Now, the digital picture that they had in the show where the kids were looking at it, it was similar to this. Looks like a Togemon version of Bakamon, doesn't it? With all those sharp teeth. Well, allow me to quickly tell you what the reference book says. Apparently, Ponchomon is not only an adult Digimon, it's an armor Digimon, and it is might be a perfect level, sorry, ultimate level Digimon. And the crazy thing is, it's armor level Ghost, evolved through the power of Digimental Purity, Sincerity, Purity. That's what Mimi's thing is. It's rumored that when a Togemon has died due to unforeseen circumstances, it becomes Ponchomon. It it has the Latin music from a network. It gets along with Pokemon. What Koshiro said was is because of the weird shock waves going out, it caused an irregular evolution. Well, this is when things start getting funny because Mimi goes mucho, amigo, jalapeno, Panchamon. We'll say Spanish where it says Ole, but it says mostly says his name Panchomon, Pancho Pancho. And Panchamon is rocking out with these maracas because in the picture you see his maracas on his hat, which is part of its whole get up. It gets the Gazamon and Nanimon to shake with them, but just like Palmon was getting into it with the music of Volcamon and Etemon, Panchomon's getting everybody in the groove. They're going to attack her, or it, them, whatever. They're going to attack Panchomon, and Panchomon does the Blood Dance Maraca version, which sends out energy orbs, which nullifies their attacks once again. Uh, and all this is being narrated by Koshiro. So they're trying to attack. Edomon finally does his Dark Spirit attack, which is the green energy. Dodges Big Bang Tackle from Volcamon, which the volcano on his back sends him forward. Dodges, and Koshiro makes the distinction saying it's not the power that's getting them, it's Panchomon's groove. Panchomon's movements is throwing them off. So both Edamon on one side, Volcamon on the other side, they're coming in to try to punch Panchomon. Panchomon spins above them and they end up punching each other, giving Panchomon an opening to use Tequila Knuckle. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. Because they use a lot of Spanish in here, like Senor. Already said mucho amigo jalapeno. Okay, whatever. Punches Edamon, punches Volcamon, and actually in the reference book it says that it punches with the destructive force that gets the Digimon drunk. They get drunk off of its power. So after beating them, after beating them, the both Edamon and Volcamon are like, "Hey, we need to do a duet together. You need to be with me. You need to be with me." With Volcamon's heavy self on top of Edamon. Mimi's just going whatever, and we get a funny made up word called Mimigo. That's what since Ponchomon is in a regular Digimon, speaking like a Pokemon almost. It just says Mimigo. Meanwhile, now that all the shockwaves are gone and everybody's back in control of himself, and I did mention that Patamon was inside of the bubble when Palmon Digivolve, he did go flying out, and Takeru caught him. Now that everybody's back to themselves, Gabumon's back there inside of his pelt, and Yamato's like, "Where did you go?" And the only thing we get from Gabumon is a with his arms crossed. I'm gonna get back on that in a minute. Finally, the little DIMS memory card loaded up. It is a map. And apparently, it is the area that they're in. It scanned the area and it made a map. But Telmon recognizes the map and said, "This is actually what I remember." And somehow, which is confusing me, it's able to scan and still get a lay of the land, even if it was the old lay of the land. I don't know if it responded to what they were needing. That part is kind of lost on me, but hey, they got a map and they know they're going the right way to get to FAGA. And our episode ends with both Mimi and Palmon on the deck of Kondomamon, still, enjoying the maracas and the Migo thing. And Etemon and Volcamon are chasing behind them. And of course, they fall. That is how our episode ends. Our encyclopedia of the day was Golemon, who apparently is 90% made of 90% rock data. He's held together by wire, which acts as kind of like a sweater. That's what Koshiro said. So, more you know. Golemon, I like Golemon, so I'm glad to know that information. Next time is Burgermon. Can't wait to hear a funny blurb about that. And the next episode is going to have Petalodramon in it. Another Digimon from Digimon Frontier, which is where Volcamon first appeared. Volcamon actually appeared in a movie, but we don't count that. So did Ponchomon. Ponchomon appeared in the movie, but it also showed up in Digimon Tamers and Digimon Frontier, like Volcamon. So it's all coming full circle. It's all coming together. Yeah. I really enjoyed this episode. It was nice. I'll give it a 4. It wasn't like it created a problem with Telmon not recognizing it, which I kind of give it a bit of Deus Ex Machina, especially along with the other Digimon not being in control of themselves, because they've been in enough fights that all of their ultimate forms, and you didn't even have to go to War Greymon, all their ultimate forms should be able to handle them, especially if they fight all of them, they gang up on one at one time. And even if that's an issue, go to War Greymon. War Greymon will knock them out like that. So, create an issue. I got it. You got to see another side evolution showing that evolution is not a stagnant, permanent thing. If circumstances arise, they can change. It'd be kind of interesting to see someone go from just like Agumon turned into Blitz Greymon from Metal Greymon. It'd be interesting to see someone go from a different champion form to a different ultimate form. I would actually really, really like that. But yeah, let's talk about Gabumon being missing. So one of the things about Gabumon's data entry is that it gathers the data from the fur of Garurumon. That's why it has the Garurumon pelt. But underneath it is literally a lizard. Garurumon doesn't have a horn, and when it digivolves, when it evolves, the pelt comes over it. It is adapted fully to becoming the wolf. He has a horn. He has a lizard tail. It's literally a lizard under there, and apparently in the entry, its personality does a complete 180 once it is covered in that pelt. So I'm assuming when it doesn't have it, he's very not just shy, but maybe a wimp. If you remember the outro, the first outro for this show, when it was showing that the pelt was wet and they were trying to get it dry, Gabumon was hiding until they could put it back on. I want to know where the heck he was hiding, or if he actually phased into another world. I don't think he phased into another world, but I want to know how, if he shrank, or if he's actually a lizard that can cloak himself like a chameleon or something. That would be interesting because his the things he can turn into from the digital pets in the games, he can turn into Geo Greymon. He can turn into other lizard like Digimon and other beast like Digimon because of the pelt. Interesting. Interesting. This show, this whole entire series, the 2020 reboot, really, really good. Makes you really love Digimon, and you can just feel them reaching out to every type of fan. Whether you're a fan of season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whether you're a fan of just the games, they're pulling a lot of stuff in, and it's great and appreciated. So again, I said I gave this episode a 4 out of 5. Let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section down below. I really do want to hear from you. Please remember to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I do reviews for this show every Sunday, and I actually really enjoy talking about Digimon. I even think after this show is done, I will probably still do a Digimon Sunday and just do some various trivia, possibly. Or maybe do top 5 or top 10s. I don't know. I'm still going over in my head. But please, share the video so others can see the type of discussions we're having. And all of us Digimon fans or new fans, whether you're old or new, or you're getting into it, go ahead and have a nice little talk and find out new things about this show. I appreciate you showing up. Please, as always, remember to wash your hands, wear a mask. Black Lives Matter. Be good, be blessed, be good to yourself and to others. And as always, I will see you next time.